excited today. Gonna shoot an episode of Industry Insiders with Katie Young, voted one of the best in the nation, hands down. Come on, get on board. Let's get it done. What is up, man? It's been a while since I had another episode of Industry Insider. Today is a special day. We're sitting in San Francisco at a historic building on the 17th floor with a special guest, Katie Young from Astra Law Group. What is Ad Astra? How'd you come up with that?
Ad Astra is part of a larger Latin phrase, per aspera ad astra, which means through difficulties to the stars. Which perfectly describes what I do for my clients. As you know,
Yep.
I carry you through difficult situations to achieve great results.
When I first met you and you took on my case, immediately you comforted me and made me feel like it was going to be okay. And at that point, I trusted that there was a process and a solution to the problem.
There's a process. It does end up getting worse before it gets better, but I spent the time to have long conversations with you, to give you the roadmap down the line, and then price out each of those pieces. So that you as a business owner can have some control over understanding what the impact of the lawsuit is going to be on your finances and your time and your business. And I really take the time to make sure that you understand what the impact is going to be in your life, and how I'm always there to take your phone call and to listen to you, express how much this is impacting you. And so we come up with a plan to try and keep your costs down as much as possible. It's better than more work that you do, but sometimes as a business owner, you just don't have the time to handle it. So that's absolutely my job, is to be working with you, as the lawsuit progresses, to understand how much time do you have to spend on this sort of thing, what's the budget that we have for it, and make sure that we're able to come up with a plan that accomplishes the goal that we're looking for ultimately, which is resolution of your issue so you can get back to your life. What you're looking for in a good lawyer is someone who's going to speak to you in plain English about what you can expect and how much this is going to cost and what kind of tricks the other side's going to pull, so that you're comfortable, that that you have someone who's going to navigate the waters for you. You've never been in that ocean before, and now here you are adrift at sea. It's my job to get you through.
As a cannabis entrepreneur in this industry, I have a lot of people that call me as well of who I am. Hey, how would you handle this, or what would you do? And what my advice is, what I've learned, and you've helped teach me this, is get in early. If you think there's an issue, act. Like, find out where your position is. Mm-hmm. Don't wait, because while you're waiting, things go on. Their side gets building up more, and next thing you know, you're overwhelmed. So you want to spend a little money, get positioned, find out where your line is in the sand, and then how to cross that line.
The earlier you call your litigator, as soon as you feel some trouble is brewing, you call me up right away. We make a plan. Maybe we can squash it before it even gets off the ground. But some of the most expensive, difficult, nasty cases I've handled are the ones that came to me late. Right? There's already a lawsuit on file.
Right.
Whereas if we'd started talking about this a year ago when trouble first started brewing, we could have come up with a strategy to send some strategic emails, create some of the evidence that we need, and start using the tail to wag the dog instead of the other way around. We're going to go through hell and back together. And I tell my clients, you better like me. I'm going to be calling you. I'm going to be asking you for things. And I better like you. Because when I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm thinking about you. When I should be taking care of my kids, I'm thinking about you. So we have to like each other. And clearly we got that here. Like, how lucky that we met, and now we're clearly having a good time. As good a time as one can have in a lawsuit. But yeah, that's a really important point, is that you got to like your lawyer. You got to trust your lawyer. And I have a lot of clients who call me up and say, I'd like you to review this situation. I've got this other lawyer working on such and such, and I want you to take a look at it for me and tell me if that person's screwing up. And I say, you know what, let me give you some free advice. I don't have to look into it. The fact that you called me means you've already lost confidence in your attorney.
You come to a place like this and you feel like you're safe. Like, I just walked into a secured environment in a situation in my life where I felt like I was being raped and pillaged, right? It's true. And then I feel like I'm not alone anymore, and I really have a good team surrounding me, and I know I'm going to be safe. And there's light at the other end of the tunnel when you step in a room with Katie and her associates.
Absolutely. That feeling of comfort and confidence that you have in working with us is the most valuable thing.
The only reason I am Soil King today is because I surrounded myself with the best women in the industry, no doubt about it. Without them, I wouldn't be here. Of course, there's other guys too, but for the most part, man, the women got us guys beat.
It's rare to see women at the top of the legal field. Statistics show there's something like 56% of law school graduates are female. Less than 20% of managing partners are women.
So tell us about some of these awards you have on the wall.
For the last 5 years, I was selected as a Super Lawyers Rising Star, top 2.5% of attorneys in the state of California. MG Magazine included me in the list of the 30 most powerful litigators in cannabis. There's just not a lot of lawyers who do what I do.
That's right.
I had a traditional background in regular old commercial litigation. My first job, I went to a big law firm in San Francisco, and I used to represent the FDIC against directors and officers of failed banks following the mortgage crisis in 2008, 2009. That's where I cut my teeth. I represented huge organizations against other huge organizations, and then eventually started paring it down to figuring out what I really like to do, which is I like to represent smaller business owners where I could really make an impact in your life, right? The FDIC, yeah, they want their $7 million back from a failed audit. Okay, great. But that's not going to make or break the FDIC. Whereas the work that I do for you is literally bet the company litigation, right? If we don't come out of this, your business dies.
Correct.
And as stressful as it is, I love having that responsibility, and it is such an honor for someone to place that trust in me and to be able to get you to the finish line.
Outside of the attorney, Katie, who is Katie? Like, what do you do? What do you like? What's your hobbies? I mean, that
Man,
kind of
I'm
stuff.
just a pot-smoking hippie. My next car will be the electric VW bus. I live in Berkeley. I got 2 little kids. I got 2 pit bulls, Drake and Nicki Minaj. I'm the mom that's rolling up to the preschool drop-off line in my Prius named Gerald Brovlowski with Tupac blaring.
She's a badass. That's why she's my counsel right there. Like, it's all about it. I had one of my great friends and somebody that's always represented me, Omar Figueroa.
Love Omar.
I called Omar and said, what do I do? He says, you know what to do. You go get Katie Young. Like, she's the bulldog of the industry. She's the one that'll dig deep and stand by your side. And she's proud to represent a person like you.
That's right.
Picked up the phone, called you, relationship was started, and the future is feeling really comfortable with you by my side.
Yeah, I got you immediately. I've handled situations like yours hundreds of times before. I will handle thousands more throughout my career. Would you have gotten to me if Omar hadn't said this is the person that you need to go to?
Nope.
There's 100,000 lawyers in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Now, how would you know who to go to? And so that's one of the things that I see. One of the threads that carries through in the work that we do is that so much of it is about who you know and who you can trust. Because it's still the Wild West out there, man.
Boy, it is.
I founded this practice with 2 other partners in January 2014. We handle business, employment, and real estate law. We know that your business is also your baby.
Yeah.
So even though it's just money, it's not just money. It's your legacy, it's your life, it's everything you've poured your heart and soul into. And as a fellow business owner, I understand that implicitly. So we started here with 3 partners, and I'm now the managing partner of this place. I elevated 2 of my other associates. So we're still a 3-partner structure. We have 8 lawyers total, and for the first time, all 8 of my attorneys won the recognition from the Super Lawyers organization. No kidding, there's really an organization called Super Lawyers. Every single lawyer that works here is a super lawyer.
I can't thank you enough for being that beacon of excellence in my life. I mean, really, there's not a lot of people, there's a few people that are at that level. And what you have done for me, and I know what you're going to do for me in the future, is powerful, absolutely powerful. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart and my family for having my back, standing up for me.
Well, I have to thank you too, because you have choices when it comes to hiring lawyers, and it's a hard process, and it's expensive, and it's heart-wrenching, and you do me an honor when you put your trust in me to carry forward the thing that you have built, right? If you're putting your trust in me to protect your empire, and that means a lot to me. That jazzes me. I wake up in the morning, I'm drinking my coffee, and I'm thinking, I'm living my absolute best life here. I love 2 things. I love fighting, and I love weed. I fight about weed.
Where do you burn one?
You can burn it down right here. You're in my castle, baby.
Yes! So you got we have choices.
Oh, yes. I'm a sativa fan. It's early in the day, so
that'll be either rainbow sherbet or blueberry muffins. Blueberry Muffins is from Wendy, who's a great cultivator, one of my favorite. Both of them are awesome. But Wendy is from Sunibus. She does the blueberry muffins. She's got strawberry diesel. She's got some banana flavors and a bunch of other stuff. But maybe we'll smoke one of Wendy's today.
All right.
Oh my God, it's so good to see you,
Good
buddy.
to see you too. I know, right?
So
Good
Hannah
stuff done.
joined our firm almost a year ago.
Yes.
And she was part of the all-female team that we brought to War Day when we went to go settle the last big case that Patrick had, and I thought your contributions were invaluable.
Oh, well, thank you.
Agreed. That's your guys' world. I like my world.
I like
You love
my
your
world.
I love my world. Like, I make soil.
I make soil.
I love it.
I make good soil.
Yeah.
We resolve sticky situations.
So speaking of clean soil, I got some clean meds right here. Can we just fire a joint up and
Please.
get stoned together?
We thought you'd never ask.
Yeah,
Smoke
exactly.
them if you got them, bro.
Okay. Let's see what we got. You want to open one of those up?
Yeah. Do you want to go first? The lady.
So
in
the
hour?
idea-
Right on ahead.
The idea with this is it's a hemp wick.
Yeah.
So you pull the hemp wick off, pop the wax top and the cork, and you light the hemp wick.
Ooh, and then you get a
And
cleaner.
you get cleaner so you don't have butane from a lighter or anything.
Oh, you're such a classy dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
I
it
like
is.
this.
Light it up.
Is it lit? Yeah, that's how it's done.
Right in San Francisco on the 17th floor. Here we go.
Hobart Building.
Mm.
I like that. Nice even burn.
Beautiful.
I mean, just think, out of all these years, there probably hasn't been a lot of pot smoked in this historic building. Maybe in this
Probably not.
office,
They're also
since
about
you've
to-
been here.
They're about to install new fire alarms, and I'm like, yeah, you can take your time on that.
So you get to change San Francisco one case at a time, and I get to change the world one plant at a time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's on my mission statement.
That's wonderful.
Changing the world one plant at a time.
Plant
You
at a
start at
time.
once, right? Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.